So first of all, we'll just address the elephant in the room, and that is there's no longer a boat here. I finally got rid of it. I did the smart thing. I sold it and put all the money to the principal payment on the loan of the house. And I replaced it with a small miniature gym, because I read the comments and I see the comments where it's like, do you even lift, bro? So I just started doing this. Give me some time, probably this time next year, you guys won't be saying that. But I did want to address two things in this video that come up pretty often, and that is, number one, when are the DEWAUKEE shirts coming back? Well, if you saw the video yesterday, you know they are back now. Check the link at the top of the description. You can get yourself a DEWAUKEE shirt, just a funny novelty shirt, just makes people laugh. And ever since I've been wearing this shirt, I mean, my miters have gotten tighter, all the copes have gotten just crisp and clean. Paint finishes have gone just through the roof. It's a game changer. No, I'm just kidding. Don't expect that. You have to do that. But it's a cool shirt. Turns a lot of heads. Success Print Shop will be the one sending them out if you guys want to get one. Again, link at the top of the description. Now let's get to the main concept or main topic of this video, and that is something I was hoping you guys would forget, and that is what happened to the California project. That was 6 months ago. That happened in December when I went out there to give an estimate to a guy on some trim in Los Angeles, California. So when it comes to this California project, I'm gonna just make a long story just really short and simplified, because I don't wanna talk bad about this guy who was the potential customer in California, but I do wanna share with you guys just some of my experience about customers out there that are like this. Basically, I was approached by this guy in California who had a house in Los Angeles. He wanted me to trim it out. I told him, thanks, but no thanks. It's too far. Logistically, it doesn't make sense. You can find a trim carpenter in California who's gonna do everything I can do, if not better, because I'm not the best person there is out there. I just make videos. A lot of these guys are 10 times better, but they're so busy, they don't have time to make a YouTube channel. And that's the honest truth. It just is, you know. There's very few trim carpenters making YouTube channels. And of the other ones out there, they're really good. Like Insider Carpentry, Spencer Lewis, go check him out if you haven't. Scott Brown Carpentry, another amazing carpenter who does all kinds of projects. But there's way more people than that do this for a living. So you can find someone in California or wherever you are that will do this for you. But we kind of went back and forth. He tried to find someone. He found someone. They kind of hacked up the job. So he was like, see, you know, that not everyone can do this. So I was like, well, you know, I started to kind of feel bad, and I was like, maybe I can go out there and help this guy out. What the heck? Once in a lifetime opportunity. How often do I get a request to go to California? And I love California. Ashley loves California. We might even live there if the taxes weren't so high and the real estate wasn't ridiculous. Because here in Texas, the state taxes are 0, and we do pretty good. We have a different kind of lifestyle here than we would have there. But anyways, it was just one of those things where I was like, what the heck, let's do it. So we talked about it, coordinated it. I said, hey, fly me out there before we do it so I can walk the project and get an idea of what's going on. And that's where I made the YouTube video. Long day ahead of us, but we're gonna go ahead and head to the airport now. Crazy. We finally made it out here, and it is beautiful. Take a look at this view right here. Pacific Ocean, nice cliffs right here. That you guys watched, some of you, and a lot of you were wondering where it went because you wanted to go back and see this guy's awesome shop, and I don't blame you. And I would have left the video up, but he made me take it down, and I'll get into that. So we go out there. I said, pay for my flight. I'm gonna bring my wife with me. I'll pay for hers, obviously. She's not essential to this. So we went out there, my mom watched the kids. We got it all coordinated, and when we got there, I just couldn't get a word in, honestly. I was going there to work. I brought my tape measure, I brought my laser. I was going there to get some freaking work done. And first night we got there, I went there like at 7, got our rental car, got something to eat, and I went there to start measuring and start discussing design plans. And we got there, shook his hand. He's a really nice guy, and his wife was awesome too. You know, it was a great experience. But he was like, "Hey, get ready. I got reservations at this place at 8 o'clock or something." So we were like, "Oh, we already ate, but you know, we'll go hang out. We don't want to be rude." You know, I didn't want to just say, "Hey, you know, let's just get to work." So we went out to eat. Like I said, we already ate. We didn't order anything. I ordered ice water. Ashley tried to order sweet tea. They don't have sweet tea in California, which is another reason we couldn't live there, because we have sweet tea in our veins down here in Texas. Not really, but a lot of people drink gallons of sweet tea out here. It's pretty funny. But anyways, that was the first day. We were only there that was the first evening. We were only there for like a 24-hour period. So we went our separate ways. The next morning, I get up, and again, I'm expecting, let's start talking about design. Let's figure out what moldings we're going to use. Let's figure out if we're going to wainscot or we're going to do beams. Like, this stuff pumps me up. I like to design this stuff and figure out how stuff's going to go. So we got up, went over there, and it was just the same thing. He was talking about just nonsense, stuff that didn't even apply to me. His kitchen remodel, just stuff with his flooring. And I'm like, well, let's, you know, and I'm a very mellow person. I definitely don't have that alpha male conversation dominating presence. Like, if you meet me in person, I'll pretty much let you do all the talking. And sometimes that could be to my detriment, like it was in this situation where I just should have spoke up and said, like, "Hey, that's cool, but I'm here to do this," you know. And, you know, looking back, that's what I would have done differently. But anyways, I didn't want to be rude. You know, I'm in his home, and that's how I do all my estimates. I'm in your home, you lead the way, I'll give my opinions on stuff. But I didn't get anything accomplished. I basically went there, walked around, had all these projects going on, and then we went and talked about his tools, which is where that video came up. So at that point, when we were in his shop, you know, I was really interested in the tools, and he kept talking about making all this stuff. Like, I can make the crown, I can make the base, I can mill out anything, I can create anything. And if you saw the video, he could make anything in that shop. If he didn't, he would have bought the stuff he would have to make it. He spared no expense on that shop. It's one of the greatest shops you'll ever see. Better than anything on YouTube. Better than Samurai Carpenter, Matthias Wandel, which is not hard to beat, but that guy's a genius. All these guys, all the woodworking guys, he killed them with his shop. It was amazing. And if you saw the video, you know that's the truth. But it just, at the end of the day, I think I spent maybe 10 minutes measuring the house, and it was just a big waste of time. I felt like he brought me out there to just kind of brag to me. It was one of the weirdest things ever. So I pretty much decided, like, hey, this probably isn't going to work out. So I put that video out, and I was still considering it, and a lot of you guys were saying, man, that would be cool to go do it, you know. And he was going to pay for everything. Like, he was going to pay to bring my family out there, John out there, everything. But it just wasn't going to work. You just know sometimes, and that's fine. A lot of people don't like me. You know, you're going to find people that you vibe and click with. And a lot of times at estimates, if you don't click with that person, and this goes both ways. If I don't like you as a homeowner, I don't have to do the job for you. And especially if you don't like me as a contractor, you don't have to hire me. And you can just pick that up off personality. That's just the truth. And that goes for every situation in life. You know, you're not going to like everyone. There's all kinds of different personality types out there and different kinds of people. You'll find someone who you do like. And I just figured this was cool. I'm glad we went out there and checked it out, but it's not going to work. So I told him, like, hey, I emailed him, you know, I appreciate the opportunity again, but after much consideration, this just isn't going to work for me. I don't think I want to spend 2 weeks and take my family out to California. Thanks again, but no thanks. So he writes back and says, so you just used me to get a free trip to California. And again, I took Spirit Airlines. Cheap. When you land on Spirit Airlines, you're bouncing. I mean, it's Spirit Airlines. They're cheap flights. They're like known for being cheap and bad. So he paid for a really cheap flight. It was $140 or something, which I would have even paid to go myself, and I paid for Ashley. He didn't pay for that. And then that just proved my point. I'm like, thank you. You just affirmed what I already believed about you. If you're going to say that about this, what would you do if I did something wrong in your house? Or what would you do if I wasn't as good as you thought I was on the videos? What if I let you down? And then you've got way more money than me, and then you sue me, and like, I don't know. And then that's another thing. When you make money in California, that's a whole nother thing. You got to pay taxes, and you got to have the licenses and stuff out there. It's not as easy as it sounds. I think I was just kind of dreaming and probably shouldn't have even done it. But he said that, you came out here and you used me for a free trip to California. And he said, and also you used me to take you out to eat at a nice restaurant. 1 ice water, 1 unsweet tea was all we got. That's it. We did not order anything. Not one meal, not one appetizer, nothing. 2 beverages, that's it. And he said that. So I was like, and this is why I made the decision that I made. Now, all that to say, I don't like talking drama. I don't like any of that kind of stuff. It's just, but I think this kind of experience, it will help some of you guys who are contractors, that you're not going to click with everyone. And if you have a feeling, go with your gut feeling. If you feel like a project's maybe too big for you or your crew, maybe it's overwhelming. Maybe you just don't like the person. Maybe you just don't like the person's face. I don't know. It could be the smallest thing. I don't know. But I'm going to tell you, 99% of people who call me for a job, to get an estimate, to get a job completed, they're perfectly normal people. This is like the 1% of people who I just don't click with. For some reason, I don't like them. For some reason, they don't like me. 99% of people, it's going to be totally fine. So that's what happened with the California project. And then after I put the video out, he said, well, actually, he didn't say. I got a email from YouTube. Basically, YouTube emailed me and said, hey, you have someone in your video that did not give you permission to be in your video. If you don't take it down, we're going to turn your channel off. So I was like, what the? I put so much work into this channel. Now this guy's going to bring it down, Heck no. So I just pulled the video. I just pulled the video out. I didn't want to. I was done with it already. I was like moved on. Like, I didn't even respond to whenever he said, you used me to come out here and get a free meal, or a free trip and a free meal. I didn't even respond, because I don't respond to that nonsense. I just archived the message. I didn't delete it, just archived it so I didn't have to see it. And then I get that from YouTube a week later. And I still have never said anything to him. I just took the video down and I go on with my life, because that's what I do. When people write horrible stuff on my comments, I just block the user and delete the comment, and I go on with my life. It's like water on a duck's back. And that's how it is. It used to bother me in the beginning. It used to hurt my feelings. Like, seriously, it used to like really bother me and get to me. I'd be like, how can you say that? How can you really, talk all this nonsense? But then after you're on YouTube for a while, once you get accustomed to the social media crap, you're just like, these people are just, maybe they're just messing with you. A lot of times that's what it is. Or maybe they're just that pathetic that they're going to waste their time commenting on your stuff just to make you feel bad. Now, I'm open to criticism of anything that I do, but I just don't tolerate like insults and attacks. Like, you can say, hey, that miter could have been better, or hey, if you do this with that cope, that could be better. That's fine. But everything else, like, that's insulting, I just delete it. And the funny thing about that is too, I'm almost done. But the funny thing about that is too, if you've ever been one that has commented on my channel negatively, YouTube is built so that I block you and you still can watch all my videos, obviously, because it's YouTube partner program. And you can still comment, but you're the only one who sees the comment. It's pretty pathetic. So you're commenting, no one else is seeing it but you. That's why you're never getting likes on your comment or anything like that. So it's actually pretty funny. I don't even see them. Only you see them. It's kind of a little dark corner of YouTube where people that are pathetic comment on videos and they're the only ones who see it. It's crazy, but that's what happened. I have never had an experience like that here in Texas. I had 2 bad customers. I'll make another video about that another day, and that wasn't even that wasn't even that bad. So that's to be debated. But 8 years of doing this, and that's been one of the weirdest experiences. So that's what happened with California. That's it. Let me know if you guys have any questions or comments down below. And like I said, I'm not used to doing these kind of videos, so let me know. Like the video. No, I ain't gonna say that. I never say that. See, I'm not in my element here. I gotta get my hands on some tools. That's it, guys. I'll see you next time.